Somebody named themselves Jordy's curved thumb. Stupid.
Experience BPD things almost daily.
Shut up about BPD. Shut up.
Come on, like the stream for my curved thumb.
People saying that I was begging for money in my what I ate today video when literally all I did was thank my members. Like what planet are we living on? Like,
first of all, I don't know who. The thing is, she doesn't name names sometimes. I don't believe she was begging for money. It's just what she put over her members' heads when she said that their memberships will directly be paying for her weight loss drugs was crazy, especially with the way she dogs her members, was crazy. Amberlynn can more than afford weight loss drugs, even though she mentioned the price being something close to rent. Amberlynn can more than afford it. Amberlynn has made a shit ton of money. In all these years, she could have really invested in herself and really took time and flexed in different ways, but she didn't. She chose to turn around and try to shit on her viewers, shit on creators. She makes over $6,000 a month just from memberships. You know what would really, call me crazy, but you know what would really be a thank you to her members? Being respectful, putting some effort into her streams, not clapping back, blocking, and shit talking her members. I think that's a thank you enough. That I think her members would appreciate, putting some effort into her content, coming with a better attitude, coming with a plan where she's not expecting her members to carry the conversation for her. You'd be surprised how grateful people are for those small things because they notice it.
genuinely, I do not understand. Like, I do not get treated remotely the same as everyone else. I'm just constantly dogpiled on, and I'm just like, no, I didn't delete it. So YouTube deleted it because of certain words that I was saying. You can't say, I'm not going to say them because it's against community guidelines. So, but when you talk about certain topics like EDs, you are not allowed to anymore. And it's like, I was trying to be vulnerable and I was trying to talk about exactly how I was feeling in the moment. And I can't, you guys. I'm not allowed to open up anymore because YouTube does not allow it.
It was actually a lot. It was the whole, you guys, I don't know when this stuff's going to catch up to me, and just the manipulation that went on throughout the video. It was actually due to multiple violations. So it just says, so I said, the general consensus is that it's because she asked for money for the medication. And she said, yes, I'll acknowledge that your statement played a role in why I reported Amber's video to YouTube under their terms of service. However, her takedown wasn't solely due to the hateful or A-word content. It went beyond that. She was also flagged for spamming and misleading her audience, both of which I submitted in detail to YouTube. Based on the follow-up communications I received, they confirmed the video was removed due to multiple violations, not just the original report.
So I have to be as vague as possible. And yeah, it's just like, to me, it's very freaking weird that so many reaction channels are so happy that Amberlynn finally got her video taken down. I did nothing wrong in that video. I did nothing wrong.
Well, according to YouTube, she actually broke terms of service. And I know this is a confusing concept to people like Amberlynn who always want to be a victim. There are people similar to myself who laugh when awful people get consequences, even though that consequence itself was a bit shocking based on everything we've seen in this space. The fact that it was kind of like, really? What about all this other stuff? Whatever. But I still was just like, okay, the fuck? Yeah. I know there's this thing where it's just like, no, don't, laugh or applaud people's misfortune. If you're a piece of shit, bitch, I'm applauding.
Yeah, I'm happy for Trisha too. I don't know. Maybe I'm jealous.
Shocker.
I think I'm jealous because as someone who can't have children, I'm just like, damn.
Thank God. I don't care how awful that sounds. Thank God. I don't care what you believe in. Think that. Thankfully, I will always be one of those people that is very grateful that it's harder, because it's not impossible. It's harder for people like Amberlynn and Chantel to become parents. Thank God.
Do you want kids? I do.
There's some
But I need to eat
gauze in
first. Speaking of, you know what's funny? In one of Beck's like Q&A things, situation type deals, I don't know what was going on there. Beck was asked like, has Amberlynn like always wanted kids? Like, or is that just like something she's saying now? And Beck was like, we never spoke about it. Bitch, what?
Bitch, no.
Like literally you see us talking about children in Q&As in live streams like while we were together. And I would always say how I like wanted a daughter. Like it's just so weird. It's like,
well, there's a couple of things I took away from that. There's a chance that they only did that for content and had those conversations for content, because it's very clear there's a lot of things Amberlynn put on for the cameras, even when it comes to her relationship with Beck. Secondly, there are times, especially in abusive relationships, you just talk and zone the fuck out and know exactly what to say. So I actually kind of get that answer, even though I do believe they talked about these conversations possibly off camera. I doubt it was that much, and I could easily see Beck zoning the fuck out. Like, oh yeah, you want, yeah, awesome, totally, yeah. It's not a hard concept. It's really not hard to put two and two together. We ain't even get to it yet. We ain't even get to it yet. Because what y'all don't know, when we get to the Mr. Snowflake part, I'm bringing her daddy into this conversation because you got me fucked up thinking divorce is a problem. Listen, I don't know Mr. Snowflake's private business, but I could promise you this, based off the man I do not know, I can guarantee at least he won't do what the fuck she had to go through. I'm sure he don't got no meth lab running in the back of his fucking house that his kids can get to and start chewing on like gushers. That's the thing. She says this thing like, oh, Mr. Snowflake acts like he's perfect. I've never heard him say that. And there's no creator in the space that should pretend that they're perfect. I've never heard that come from him, but I'll say that. There is not one perfect, great, extremely. No, we sit there and we criticize mentally ill, problematic women. There is some criticism there. But the idea that somebody getting divorced is a problem, I didn't hear he was a deadbeat. I didn't hear that he be doing drugs and neglecting his children or child. I don't know. I don't even know how many kids he got. I didn't hear that.
I want to make a reminder to everybody. Everything that Amberlynn is saying here, this is all alleged. We're just not taking everything that comes out of Amberlynn's fat mouth as fact.
Let me guess. Would that be more comfortable for Amber because she could relate to that shit? She sounds dumb. Mr. Snowflake don't seem like the person to take it there, but I will take it there. Because if we're really being truthful, going through a divorce isn't bad. And sometimes that's needed to make sure those kids are a priority, to make sure those kids are still happy. Something that her parents could never fucking do for her, which prioritize her. So maybe that divorce that he may be going through will stop the chances of his kids ending up being a 600-pound train wreck on the internet that cries victim all the time. So kudos to Mr. Snowflake. I don't know his background. I don't know none of that. Shout out to him and his future ex-wife or whatever the situation they got going on. Prioritize them kids. Prioritize that family. Prioritize yourselves so you don't end up with multiple Amberlynn Reeds a few years down the line. Shout out to you, stupid bitch.
like that. I'm like, what? Girl, stop bringing up back. No, I'm never gonna stop. I'm never gonna stop. They opened that floodgate, honey, and I'm not gonna be the one to close it. Neither are they. That shit's open for real. That's open forever. Swim in the water.
She contradicts herself here, but I also want to mention, yeah, Amber could keep talking about Beck. Go ahead. Should she? No. Is it wise? Absolutely not. But keep going. And we'll also keep reminding her that Beck is one of her victims. Please.
I think people would just appreciate you acknowledging that even though you struggle with BPD, being overly controlling was wrong and you regret treating your partner like that. I do. Blah. Swim in that flood and don't get cellulitis because I'm telling you. Yeah.
A fat bitch who ate her ass to cancer ended up beating that, couldn't wipe her ass, was getting sponge baths at one point in bed while abusing their partner, could never talk about me in a breakup. I know we're not there yet, but it's just now I'm on 10 because that part got me upset. A bitch like her could never. Learn to wipe your ass first. Please. A bitch who used you put a white wash rag at the corner of a sink and tooted your big ass up in hopes that it would grab enough.
Like a bear scratching its back against the tree. What? Like twerking again?
Imagine a bitch like that speaking on your personal life. Bitch, you could never.
Ever.
Could never.
Ever.
As a man, I understand Mr. Snowflake maybe shouldn't say. That's why I'm here. As a woman, you nasty bitch. You're a dirty, nasty bitch. You're big as fuck. You went through all of this to still sit your big stinky ass here.
She stinks.
The fact that we could talk about this bitch's neck cheese, the fact that we could talk about washcloths, the fact that we could talk about all this shit that she put out there. Some of it got exposed, yeah, but you got eyes. You saw those try-on hauls. Did it look like her arms was reaching anything past her belly button? No. But you were so proud to monetize your eating, your disordered eating. You were so proud to sit up here and flex with thousands that you was making a month. That's crazy. A bitch like her could never.
They prob forgot. No, they definitely remembered. They just like to act like I lie about everything and stuff. So, which one of your exes do you think would make a good parent? I'm gonna start from the beginning here.
And I'm behind on memberships and everything. I do see Mrs. Snowflake did gift memberships. I appreciate you. And let me drag this bitch. You got it. Take the classy way out, Mr. Snowflake. I got this one. Tag me in, okay? I got it. Keep being classy, doing your thing.
No. Crystal would? No. Who was next? Not me forgetting. I'm trying to remember the order of my exes. No. Who was next? Feline would. Tommy would. Okay.
So she believes Crystal, Feline, and Tommy would be great parents. She skipped Beck, the same Beck that was wiping her ass and doing and taking care of her like an overgrown toddler, having the patience of a fucking saint through most of that, in my opinion, wouldn't be a great parent. Amber should have skipped this question. And I still stand by my opinion. I'm very grateful. It's harder for a bitch like her to become a parent.
Did you hear that?
Tommy. And that's the thing. I'm not going to drag Tommy, and there's certain things that were not public. So you're going to have to read in between the lines. So for the viewers who know, the irony of Amber to have the opinion she has on Mr. Snowflake, knowing what some people know about Tommy. The irony. And that's the most I'm going to say. Because if I was really nasty, I would start dragging the fuck out of Tommy for the shit that Amberlynn said, and I'm not going to. I'm going to leave that girl alone. Let her have her peace. Let her have her privacy. But based on Tommy, the woman she wanted to marry so badly, Mr. Snowflake's situation is golden compared to Tommy's situation. Let's be very clear.
Whew. I was like trying to remember like who's what, where. Oh my god. I'm sorry, but I cannot be poked and poked and poked, used, shit talked, and like not say anything. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm so curious about the LOL cow stuff. Do you want to go on? Because I looked at this week and it's intense. It is so crazy. I I do. I want to go on, but then I don't. But then I do. But then I don't. It's like very back and forth. Foodie did it. Oh, the LOL Cal Live.
Peep this shade. Peep this shade. Someone just said, "Oh, Chantel did it." Look at the response, and I want you to pay close attention to this response.
Yeah, she was just like a visitor type deal. Visitor.
That was shade. Someone brings up that Chantel went up there. She was just a visitor. Please, they're looking for me to be a host. That's small town stuff. Because a lot of people don't remember, Amberlynn looks at herself above Chantel. She's been like that for years. So when she responded like that, I was like, well, you can't even hide it sometimes. She was just a visitor. Actually, they wanted her to be a host. That's the true tea. They wanted her to be a host. It's low-cal queens. Low-cal live. As long as you're a low-cal that brings in a lot of income, which Chantel did because of the super chats, memberships, and all of that, for them to like drag Chantel in chat, Keemstar wanted her bad. So.
Did you see Snowflake's doco he dropped on Feudi? No, I don't watch his fucking bullshit. Like, go sign your divorce papers. Like, fuck off. Get out of here. Fuck you. Oh, I hate him so much. Sorry.
Let's just say Mr. Snowflake did have to sign some divorce papers. I'm sure that's sad. Any end of a relationship, especially a marriage, I'm sure that's hard on anyone. Let's just say Mr. Snowflake did have to sign some divorce papers. I'm sure that's sad. Any end of a relationship, especially a marriage, I'm sure that's hard on anyone. What is that any business of hers, especially if he didn't bring it to the public? This is the same bitch who has cried about the people digging into people's lives. So actually, I'm about to be a hypocrite. I'm happy I said it at the top of this stream. If Mr. Snowflake not bringing front and center his personal relationships or his relationships dissolving, if he didn't bring that to his platform, but Amberlynn finds it acceptable to do, then I guess it shouldn't be a problem that people bring to the forefront that Tommy didn't even have custody of her child. Tommy also went through a divorce. And even worse, didn't have custody of your child. Do you know how hard it is to lose custody of your child as a mother? Do you know how hard that is? So what the fuck did she do? So if Mr. Snowflake's divorce can be a topic, Tommy doing something bad enough to lose custody of her child can be a topic as well. And the next bitch she gets into, if there's some shit on them, I guess it shouldn't be a problem either. And that's the thing. I've always said, leave these people alone. Let's focus on what is right in front of us because there's enough there. The problem with Amber and other people who like to go over life, there's not enough there for them. There's not enough there for them. So for them, they have to reach into their lives, dig stuff up. You guys remember, y'all been around for a while. People used to look up my debt. Bitch, I'm not a financial channel. People used to look up my debt. Oh, you didn't pay this. You didn't pay. Then pay it, bitch. I'm not up here giving financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a bitch who runs their mouth and I get paid for it. And I guess that was supposed to be embarrassing. What? Somebody going through a divorce is supposed to be embarrassing? That's what people do when they have to dig. They don't have enough and they can't work with what's there to explain why they dislike you.
Exactly, teardrop.
So now Mr. Snowflake is a horrible person because he couldn't keep his marriage together. He couldn't do all these things. Really? Really? That's what makes him a horrible person? Now, what kind of person would Mr. Snowflake be if he did stay with his wife and he did try to keep his family together? But in that process, he was a fucking meth head who had people running in and out of his house, mixing up. I don't even know how meth works. Mixing that shit up to the point that his kids get to play in it. To the point that one of his kids end up dirty as fuck at one of the grandparents' house. And they stay there for how long? to the point that they so fucked up they've raised other criminals, felons, thugs. Because isn't that what the states call people who have records?
Yeah.
Thugs. Good thing that's not what I'm hearing coming from Mr. Snowflake, right? It doesn't sound like he's raising thugs like this bitch's father did. It doesn't sound like he a meth head, a crackhead, and all this other shit that abandoned his child. It sounds like there was a decision that had to be made, a very hard one. And I'm going to hope from there he still is a great parent and he goes through whatever co-parenting situation with grace.
This is all alleged.
Because that's not what I'm hearing. For the amount of shitty people that have been in and out of this bitch's life. Matter of fact, the last bitch she wanted to marry
I'm marrying Tommy.
was a fucking deadbeat in some way herself.
Yes, I am.
It is hard in this country to lose custody of your child as a mother. Do you know how shitty you are? So are we talking about personal stuff that's not on the platform or are we not? I need to understand. Because she wanted to marry and be up under someone whose background is way worse than Mr. Snowflake's.
Yes, I did.
So is it that she's disgusted by Mr. Snowflake or is it that she should be impressed? Because I don't hear losing custody. I don't hear none of that. I hear a relationship needing to be dissolved. Tommy dissolved her relationship and still ended up losing custody. Now clock that, you dumb bitch.
You guys like have a child together. You could be a happy, cute little family if you're as perfect as you say you are. Why'd your wife divorce you then? Divorce is a big thing. It's bigger than just breaking up with a boyfriend or girlfriend. So why'd you get divorced? Tell me what you did. So fucking dumb. Like I
The truth is, whatever Mr. Snowflake going through that he chooses not to make public ain't nobody's business. But if we want to ask questions about public knowledge that we do have, instead of asking why one person is getting divorced, why can't she achieve getting married? Why can't she actually get down the aisle with someone? Why did she eat herself out of being able to give birth one day? We can ask questions that's public knowledge that she's made public on her platform if you really want to go there. Because it sounds like Mr. Snowflake has achieved a lot of things that she has not been able to. He got married, started a family. He could walk longer than a mile for damn sure. He's good looking. I ain't gonna hold you. When I first saw Mr. Snowflake, when I first saw Mr. Snowflake, I was like, hello. And I had to sit back and respectfully to his situation. I genuinely don't know what the situation is, so I say this respectfully. He fine. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just like, who the fuck is this? I just don't like to express it too much because I never want him to be like uncomfortable or anything like that. Like I don't try to do that with creators. But that man was fine. I mean, he's still fine, but I was just like, hold on. Hold on. You not in the States? You come visit or no? You can call me what you want, but I'm a real bitch. Well, he's not black, but you get my point. Period. You know how Amberlynn spread for them washcloths? Okay, that's it. Back to this. Respectfully, please, please don't get mad at me. Respectfully. Someone said Charlie wanted snow in Florida. Baby, let me tell you. I promise you. Okay, I'm done. I'm done for real.
Are you sure he's getting divorced? I literally know he is divorced. He is divorced. Right now, he is currently divorced. I know he is. Anyway, it is a hard situation, Nico. Like, Is there two Nikos? I'm like confused. It is hard. It is hard. Can you tell more on why you hate him, like other than the divorce? I don't hate him because of the divorce. I hate him because he spreads lies about me. He says that I fake things of when I was a kid, which no. What about him being divorced is morally or ethically wrong? I'm not getting it. Okay, Kelly, here, let me explain it. Okay. So Snowflake thinks that he's perfect. He's so wonderful. He doesn't do anything wrong. Just so perfect.
I've never heard him say that though. Here's the thing. There's this conception that a lot of reactors, because we present ourselves as better than the train wrecks, the truth is it's not hard to be better than them. These are awful people. So that's why for a long time I didn't say it, but then I realized there was like kickback about that. It's not hard to be better than them. Most creators are better people than them. It doesn't mean we're not flawed. It doesn't mean we don't say things that can be criticized. It's still not hard to be better than these people. It's not. Amberlynn's a piece of shit. Chantel is a piece of shit. The truth is the bare minimum around here gets applauded because they don't even give that. Let's be for real. It's not hard to not come on the platform and constantly lie, constantly gaslight, manipulate, get exposed for being the piece of shit that we always knew you were. It's not hard to not go on rages. You're not feeling well? Don't stream. You're not feeling up to it? Don't record yourself. We do the bare minimum. I make sure I'm feeling good. I make sure I got some coffee in my system. Let's do this. What am I actually doing? Be for real. What am I really doing? So it's just, it's but it's Amber. She don't get it. She don't get it. She don't get it. I love that Amber said Tommy would be a good parent and not that she is a good parent. She probably forgot Tommy doesn't have her child. Exactly. Oh, she probably forgot Tommy even has a child. Thank you for that super chat. I know, because it's not like she got custody.
So he makes fun of this fat chick online. Oh, you got divorced because you're a piece of garbage. You know, everything else that he says. Calls me a liar. I'm such a horrible girlfriend. He was married.
So was
he
Erica.
was married.
So was Erica. So was Tommy.
With a child.
Tommy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
To get divorced means, obviously, he's not this perfect person. He's not this like
never claimed he was. So if he's awful to be getting a divorce, what is Tommy? The same Tommy she was so in love with and wanted to marry. What is Tommy? Divorced with no custody.
Perfect boyfriend. He's not this perfect dad. He's not this perfect husband. He's not this perfect human being. He's not
I don't think he claimed to be perfect, but at the end of the day, guess what? He's better than Amber. And that's what she's really mad about. He's better than Amber and probably makes more money off of her content than her. And that's truly what it comes down to. And seeing that we saw what Dalton looks like, the man she was having phone sex with, you can't tell me that if Mr. Snowflake wasn't Mr. Snowflake on the internet, she wouldn't have hiked one of her big ass legs up and try to have phone sex with him too. Please.
a perfect specimen, like he makes it seem to be. So why are you going to have a whole channel about a fat girl?
Fat bitch.
Saying, oh, she's just such a bad girlfriend. When obviously you did something as well that made you get divorced. So, Amber, you're so lost. I'm lost, yes, but not in this situation. How do you know he's divorced? Because
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to ask myself, should I say this or should I not? Okay, whatever. So his ex-wife is like a public figure in own sense of her way. Like, she doesn't make videos or anything like that, but she has her own like thing going on. And literally,
And Tommy, based on the fetish that she and her ex or late fiance monetized, were somewhat public figures in their own way. Didn't they have a following? Didn't people look forward to their content and all of that? So Tommy herself was a public figure in a kind of sort of way. See, I could be vague like Amberlynn to have it fit my narrative too. You see how I did that? Tommy, the deadbeat, divorced deadbeat, was a public figure with a following because she was a feeder.
No, she is not a feeder.
yes, I am. But yeah, that's how I know. So,
and I want to drive this point home because I did see someone say it earlier. Again, it's none of our business. It's not something he made public, but sometimes with divorces, it doesn't necessarily fall on the man. Let's be very clear. And that is no shade or disrespect to his situation, to his partner, whatever it is that they got going on. But we don't know. At least I don't. And we don't have to, because guess what? Keeping things private doesn't mean you're lying to your audience, because that was a big talking point for many years. Keeping things private means you can keep things private. Mr. Snowflake doesn't live his life online and share his personal stuff as income. Amber does. And the issue that Amber and Chantel have is the fact that they overshared all these years and chose to monetize it, where there's people and creators like us who choose to just do what they do, or well, actually talk about what they post online and make an income off of it. So two very different genres. The difference is we can make money off of your back, while the money you made got you in the position that you're in. So Mr. Snowflake don't got to say a thing. The fact that we even know that is too much because it didn't come from him. A divorce wouldn't be a problem if Valentine did it to be with her. That's a good point, actually. The way that did not even connect. That part. The woman who was really happy and excited to get into the middle of that, have her divorce. Keep in mind, let's remember the way that Amberlynn was so giddy for Valentine to tell her wife about her leaving was through a letter. That's what they discussed. For Erica / Valentine to write her wife a letter that they were getting a divorce and she was going to move in with Amber, and got the nerve to bring up divorce. Shout out to Jordy's Curved Thumb. I'll get it right. Jordy's Curved Thumb. Shout out to you. And thank you for even thinking to put a video like that together. Trust me, it's not a thing that happens around here. So shout out to you. I appreciate you. And to the people in the comments, like, thank you for being nice. Like, and if you're not, it's fine. Like, you don't gotta like me.
You guys would just take a second on YouTube, go ahead and press that thumbs up button. Look at my curved thumb. Come on, look at that.